What's going on, everybody? It's Adam here. Haven't done an update in a while. I'm in my van. I'm in Montreal right now. I'm heading east, and I am cozied up in a parking garage. It's a bit hot in here, but yeah, it's been an amazing camping spot because I have Wi-Fi down here, random, and I have some safety down here. There's not a lot of people going by. You know, there's just whoever's down here is down here, and that's it. There's not much foot traffic around me, which is good. And I have power outlet right beside my van, and I'm like really kind of stealthily placed so that I can plug in and charge my battery with my battery charger while I'm down here. So I have power, Wi-Fi, power, safety, all is good. It's a great option, and I'm right downtown, so it's a great spot. I wanted to make this video about the concept of ONTERRIBLE. ONTERRIBLE. So when you start going around the country and talking to folks who have either lived in Ontario or visited Ontario from somewhere else, it's acquired this nickname, ONTERRIBLE. And I have a bit of a bone to pick with that. I see both sides, you know, and I'm going to talk about that in this video. So I want to make a case for why Ontario is great, and during this video I'm going to be posting, like, you know, still images of places I've been in Ontario. So most recently it's been Lake Superior. Lake Superior is absolutely incredible. Sparkling, crystal clear, emerald colored, turquoise water all over the place. Beautiful untouched forests. Beautiful rock formations. I mean, the natural beauty is absolutely stunning. And if you haven't been up to Lake Superior and seen the pictographs, for example, on the rocks up there, you got to do all these things. If you live in Ontario and you haven't been up there, get up there. It's amazing. If you want to see an incredible sunset, make sure you get up to Lake Superior because they are magical up there. So the whole Superior region is incredible. And that's just the tip of the iceberg as when it comes to places in Ontario. Algonquin Park is where I built my cabin. Absolutely amazing there. Like, there's 2,000 lakes or so within Algonquin Park to explore. Total wilderness areas, giant white pine trees. Speaking of giant white pines, Temagami in northeastern Ontario, another incredible spot to check out. I could go on and on and on about all these incredible natural areas Ontario has to offer, let alone, you know, the beautiful Ottawa Valley, and Southern Ontario has its spots as well. I mean, the Beaver Valley, like Niagara Falls, Tobermory, Georgian Bay. If you haven't seen Georgian Bay yet, it's kind of like boater country. You know, there's a lot of boats up there, but Tobermory is stunning, and anywhere you go in Georgian Bay, which is part of Lake Huron, is absolutely incredible. Clear water, fresh water to the horizon. It's just unreal. Anyways, Ontario is beautiful. So when anyone says ONTERRIBLE, it kind of strikes a nerve in me because I think of all those amazing places and I'm like, what are you talking about? Ontario is incredible. Like, you haven't been to Ontario yet if you haven't seen these places. Now, if you're just talking about the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, just how busy it is and how polluted it is and all this stuff, yeah, I can see your point more. This is what I think people are talking about when they're saying ONTERRIBLE. They're talking about like Mississauga or whatever. And I kind of agree with them on this because the GTA in general, the Greater Toronto Area, and even Toronto itself, has kind of turned into what I like to call a corporate hellscape. It's just businesses everywhere. No one has any regard for like aesthetics, really. Like, you know, Toronto's just turning into a giant skyscraper ghetto, you know. You have no views. You're constantly under the shadow of these giant skyscrapers all the time. And, you know, in a lot of those little cities and suburbs around Toronto, there's nothing happening at night. People aren't out in the streets having a good time. They're all in their little houses, you know, watching their stuff. No one's out, like, on the streets. And, like, there's lots of places to go, but some places there's nowhere to go. Once you travel the country, you see that, like, okay, this is what they're talking about. So there is that. Now, there's some great cities in Ontario, too. Two of my faves are Sault Ste. Marie Amazing place. Can't get enough of that spot. It's so great. And Ottawa. Ottawa's a great, great, great city. It's one of my favorite cities ever. History, architecture. There is nightlife, regardless of what anyone tells you. There is nightlife in Ottawa. I was just there, and the Byward Market, check it out. It's amazing. There's people out till late at night. I played at an open mic there, played guitar, and loads of people went up and played. There's all kinds of people sitting down watching and like really into it and clapping and getting, you know, it was great. I'm currently in Montreal, in Quebec, all right? This place culturally has Ontario beat. I'm sorry, Ontario, to betray you. I'm from Ontario, okay? But we got some work to do because Quebec, joie de vivre. Everyone is just living for the day. There's many areas of pedestrian-only sections. Old Montreal, Le Plateau, the nightlife area, which I'm forgetting the French name. Pedestrian only. Cars, you're not allowed. Great. St. John's is the same on George Street anyways. No cars allowed. It's great. And I've lived in St. John's, it's why I'm thinking of it. Again, culturally, it's amazing there. Amazing culturally in St. John's. There's so many venues that have 7 nights a week live music. Like, okay. I mean, Canada's a rich country. We should have a lot more of that, but we don't. But we don't have that in Mississauga. We don't have that in Oshawa. No one's doing much at all out there. But you go to Montreal here, live music, parties, everyone's sitting in the parks on blankets, having picnics randomly. There's no big reason to do it. They just want to go do it. Everybody's out and about. Everybody's laughing, having a good time. People are singing in the streets, literally. It's crazy. Like, it's a great, great place. Culturally, it's vibrant as ever. So, anyways, there's some perspective for you. My perspective the last little while, I've been traveling around. Ontario is absolutely beautiful. But when people say Onterrible, they're talking about the lack of cultural vibrancy that kind of should be there. And it's just not. But it's in other places in Canada. Like, for example, Montreal, where I am right now. Even Ottawa has it. Even though that's in Ontario, I think Ottawa's pretty vibrant. St. John's, Newfoundland, vibrant. You know, there's places that are very vibrant. And Ontario, unfortunately, at the moment, is not really one of them. Not in the true sense. People need to pull up their socks and do something about that in Ontario. Anyways, that's what I think about the whole Ontario versus Onterrible thing. And I just wanted to put that out there because I have perspective now that I've traveled like a ton of Ontario and explored it. And now I'm in the next door neighbor, Quebec, and I'm like, you know, it really hit me. The difference between cultural vibrancy, I want to say, that's the word I'll use, is very distinct. So anyways, that's my video live from the parking garage out here. Hope you're all having a good day. We'll talk to you soon.